Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your energy tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 18th to the 24th of November, coming into your birthday season. That's right, we're coming into your birthday season, so happy birthday to all of you having your birthday in this coming week. There will be the energy tarot 2025 reading for Sagittarius as well coming out this week. If you're not going to be part of the Zoom room, it'll be coming out on YouTube at the beginning part of the week. Also, we've got the energy updates, and if you've been seeing the energy updates, you'll notice what elements we're going to be going into in regards to the reading today. But in the meantime, let's just bring up the Astroflower and see what the messages that are coming through for you. The general energy, the overall energy that's blowing through you at the moment. It's tiptoeing in relationships. Whether you're tiptoeing round a difficult situation, or you're getting on tiptoes in order to take some height in a situation in regards to relationships. You're not really pushing out, and it's not really pushing inwards. It's just sort of saying, this is who I am, sort of thing. And it's almost like taking a stance in a way. And it depends on how, what you're going through in life. And this could be with family, this could be with friends, this could be with a partner. But whatever way it is, it's a way of sort of saying, this is me. I'm not showing you anything but that. On your financial side, I think because of this pressure you're receiving on this side here, it's almost forcing you into trying to work more. I'm just worried a little bit there where, it's you might be going, doing a lot of work to cover the idea of not having to sort of face what's going on in your personal life, and I think I don't get a lot of conflict on the personal side of life, really. Obviously there may be sort of like heated moments and heated discussions, but it's not all out conflict. I don't think you're up for a conflict. So it's more a case of just sort of standing up and sort of saying, here I am. Yeah, look at that. Having total control over your emotions. And this is absolutely beautiful for you, really, more than anything else. It's all about converting your emotions into reality. And I think this is where you need to, take the height, take the higher ground, or, just stand true, to who you are and not deviate in any way. I think it'd be really, really good for you to and it's not in a confrontational sort of way either. It's just sort of kind of going, that's me, sort of scenario. It's, keep it very light, as much light as possible. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. The karmic path is almost fixed. It's like you've decided something within your karma to experience something, and therefore now you're trying to put it into action. And you might find that it's not as easy as you thought. It's not always a Walt Disney film, And let's just see what's going on in the connection with the people that are around you, or the universal energies. I think there's 2 or 3 people around you here, and I've noticed this with fire signs at the moment. It's like that. There seems to be 2 or 3 people in your entourage, in your group around you that you can really count upon, and it really does, it's really good sort of energy there, real sort of good connection. Okay, let's see what's going on in the past self. Yeah, this is like the steps that needed to be taken to get to a desired destination along the journey. And the journey has just got a multitude of destinations that we visit as we gradually go, a little bit like a train journey in a way. And it seems to be that that's sort of like put into place. On your future self, depends a little bit to do what's coming out of you, what you're putting out of you into the world, and how you're engaging that with the world around you. So it's not necessarily how you react, It's how you engage more than anything else. I think that's your future self is based upon that. You know, it's going to go as far as basically you want to go. And this seems to be the case for most signs at the moment. There seems to be this type of energy that's coming through. Let's just have a look on your future self, on the lessons for this week here. The lesson is to realize that it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. That's, you know, I think it should almost be a little bit of a mantra when you come out of a situation, kind of going, it's okay, it's fine. And just bring yourself back down to, yeah, I know, you know, fine. Back down to a peaceful place that's good for you. On your karmic path, let's have a look at that. You got the page of swords. Light bulb moments. I think this is like converting ideas into reality, and I think this is what's on your karmic path to do. This is the idea of that you already know the steps that you need to take to get to the desired result, and now your karmic path is sort of saying, okay, so let's convert. How are we going to do this? And this is where you need to take a stance in order to sort of put a situation, and as I say, I don't feel like there's major conflict here. I think there's a lot of construction that could be had and be done for you and with someone else. Yeah, totally, look at that. So, you know, this is the connection to the universe or the world that is around you. I think it's you being in line with you and being at one with you allows you to be in one with others that are around you. So I think it's a starting point of being at one with yourself, and then you can then see how that fits with the people around you. And I think you're going to find there's several people around you that fits right, totally right within your view of the world. And this could be on a spiritual path as much as on an emotional sort of path. Okay, in the past self, you got the 8 of Cups. A lot of cups going on here, a lot of water energy, which is very understandable when we look at the energies at the moment. The 8 of Cups is being curious, walking towards your happiness, basically, being curious about your happiness, and maybe walking away from a situation that is no longer really, it's not really cutting the mustard anymore. And or it could be walking from, say, like something that you were very passionate about, and now you're curious about how far you can go in this, and really keep following the path to the next destination. And this is where I think you know the steps in order to do that. In your future self, you get the 6 of Swords. This is the process of going onto calmer shores. And that's what that is all about. Look at that in the background there. You get this boat here, plain sailing. And this is what you're doing, you're going in the process about. It's coming from within inside you, and this desire to go on to a much better place, taking yourself to a whole new, you know, allowing it to happen, taking you to a place that you feel a lot more comfortable about. And this is what I'm talking about, sort of like standing your ground in a little bit, in a way, really. Let's just see what that lesson is in the end of the week. Yeah, bring yourself back down to the here and now with, yeah, it's okay, everything's fine. And you'll realise that there's actually beautiful happiness around you to be had. And that's where I think you get these ideas of, how do I bring these connections with these people that I really trust and love in my life? How do I bring them into my life? How do I encourage them into my life? And I think this is where you're taking a stance within the world and really connecting with the people that really connect with you in a very, very beautiful way. Let's have a look what's going on your financial sort of side. Something that you've been working on for a long time. It's for a lot of people, obviously, that's that. And it could be a career path and so forth. I think there's an understanding that's coming out of this, what you're going into and what the karma is trying to elucidate for you, help you to understand, because karma is about action. I do something and there is a returning action upon that thing. And within that process, we learn, and that's what the karma helps us to do. And it's sort of saying here, you need to go through a stage where you need to get that work-play ethic, and you can't just hide yourself in your work and so forth. And I think the karma is really helping you to do that. On your connection to the universe or the people that are around you, this is like networking and so forth, connecting with people. This is a very fire sign at the moment, really, sort of energy. It's an accumulation of things. I wouldn't dive in quickly. This is where you could get lost within your work, and it could take you off on pathways that doesn't really. It may seem brilliant, but it may not be the best thing. I said, actually, who was it on? I think it was on Leo's reading. Not all that glitters is gold. And it's a little bit that sort of situation going on there. You have to be super sure about it within you, that it feels right. In your past self, very similar to here. And this is being curious about your future. And this is about taking a stance. This side here is really pushing in the direction. The difference here is I know the steps I need to take to get to the desired result. And now I need to start to put it into action. Because your birthday is like the new year for you, for your energy cycle. And so you're coming up to this converting of ideas into reality as you go in, like a New Year's resolution sort of scenario. And in your future self, out of your joy will come money, financial success. So the more you enjoy it, what you're doing, and it's not stressful, the better the results you will get. What's the lesson that needs to come out of here is getting in joy again. It's like you need to, I think the lesson that's coming out of this weekend, I think the Karmic Path was playing on that, is knowing when to let go. Knowing when to let go, so you're not trying to sort of do everything and cover everything, and so you're completely stressed out. It's being more concentrated, quality work rather than quantity work. I think that's what it's all about. Karmic Path, yeah, you get the well card. This is your new year. You're coming into a whole new cycle here. Certainly on your financial sort of side. And the good thing about the well card, it's a Capricorn card. That's not the good thing, although I'm a Capricorn. But it's because the well card has all the elements, has water, fire, air, and earth in it. So you have everything when you go into this new paradigm. And it's a case of learning how to use and what to use at the right times that brings the best results for you. Playing smart. This is where the connection to the universe, networking and so forth, it's all about playing smart. Yeah, it's all about you getting into, not chasing after the first opportunity that turns out to be a dud. That's the sort of thing. And in the past, to your future, you get the Knight of Cups. Yes, it is showing you a beautiful gift that I think you're giving yourself. And I think once you interact with this gift that you have on your financial side or your projects, whatever you want to be doing, which really drives your passions, the more you get out into that and convert those emotions into reality, the more that you're almost offering it to yourself. It's like you've done the work in order to get the results. And now it's how much do you put into it is how much you're going to get out of it. And just realize that sometimes it could swallow you whole. And it's a real sort of like, it's a double-edged sword in a way. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, your future self. Patience. Take it easy. Enjoy the moment. Converting negative into positive. Converting night into day. Converting the unseen into your happiness. And that's what should be sort of driving out of you. So when you're in your business or your job or your career path or whatever you're doing, or your projects or buying a house, just make sure it is as enjoyable as it can be. Obviously it's work, and sometimes you get down to the nitty gritty, but really get into the idea of being enjoyment for you. And the lessons of the week, you get the five of wands. Now the fives are learning cards. Five of swords is learning about walking away from conflictual situations that don't serve you anything. Five of Five of Cups is walking away from disappointment, and so you get what I'm talking about. The Five of Pentacles is walking away from sort of financial ruin, as it were. Here is a learning about how to involve yourself in not necessarily conflict, but the desire, the determination to win, to get that result, get that job, get that role, get that that opportunity for you. But the way in which you need to do that is being that person there and reaching for the highest version of yourself. Very similar to this sort of thing, which you've got on this side here, is like she's reaching for this as well. And so it could be, so that's the Queen of Wands, so it could be conflictual, but I don't think it is here. I think it's much more of you taking yourself out. So on the traditional Four of Wands, this person here is just extracting a one wand from a conflictual agreement between two groups, and they're fighting, and one person is breaking clear of that by being their true and higher self. And I think this is where you can really sort of like turn things into your favor, turning negative into positive, as we've saw on your future self. So let's just have a look at what's going on with the sun here at the moment, and let's just bring up that so we can see what elements we really want to be looking at within your flower. I'm going to pull some cards on that. So here we have the sun over the last sort of couple of weeks. You would have seen that on the energy update. We go into that in considerable terms. The beginning part of November, we had these two little corona holes. They faded out. There was a lull in the earth energy, but it was close to the equator. Now we've got these big corona holes, which is to the north and the south poles. And then we have corona holes which come closer to the equator again. And it's like this breathing process of the planar energy. And it's to do with earth energy, because that's what corona holes are. And this earth energy is now coming, it's, as I say, it's breathing, and earth energy consumes air energy. And anybody who's been on this channel would know that I've been talking about the air energy over the past 2 or 3 weeks, which is the swords, which is the Page of Swords which you have on your relationship side, converting the ideas into reality and so forth. That's what it's all about, and that's why the corona holes are there. There is one other aspect which we will be able to see, and that's the filament energies as well. There's been quite a few eruptions, but they've been very controlled eruptions, and this gives rise to controlled energy, emotional solutions to situations. You can see this filament energy that's coming around here, and it erupts in a very, very controlled way, which is it's not really directed at the earth. It's directed away from the earth. There, it went off just there. It's directed away south to the earth, but it's asking us to sort of like have a controlled aspect to our elements. There is also another big filament eruption that happened on the north, but heading away from the earth. So that's like emotional explosions in the greater collective. And I will be doing a collective live on Tuesday about Pluto going from Capricorn into Aquarius. And it's about that explosion in the collective and how you convert it into reality through having a certain control over the emotions that are within you. And this eruption here that you're going to be able to see in just a second, let me just pull it up. Here it is there. Had a really good amount of ejecta, but not going in the direction of the air. But look at that arc there. It's like probably around about 400 or 500 times the size of the earth. It's absolutely phenomenal. So there might be sort of explosive things that's going on around you, but don't let it sort of get to you. So the main two elements that we will be looking at and exploring at the moment is the water and earth energies. And if we look at your flower here, we have this cardinal earth that comes in from Capricorn. Absolutely brilliant energies, giving you that direction for those ideas. And look at all that air that you have at the base as well, mixed in with water, and you have air and water over on this side. So it's converting those air through your emotions into the direction of your earth energy, to physically getting on and doing things, putting things into place. That's what the energy seems to be pushing. So we're going to be pulling a few cards on that cardinal earth, which converts into cardinal water, which gives you that sort of emotional direction for your financial side. But we're also going to be looking at that mutable, that fixed water that comes in from Scorpio. So this gives you that whole sort of, as it comes around your inner energy, it gives you for this future this sort of like stance. And you have that fixed water that continues in from Aquarius on this side here. So it goes right around you. And that's what I saw. As I said, you've got this, you're standing on height, emotional height, you're taking the higher grounds and so forth. So we're going to be pulling a few cards on those 2 points there. So that point there, that point there, that point there, and that point there mainly. Okay, and just see what's going on. Let's just pull up the your reading here. So let's just pull a few cards. I want to start on the emotional sort of side, because that seems to be, there seems to be a lot more force and power. There's a lot more fire in your financial side, but a lot more force and power. Two of Swords. This is what it's asking you to choose here. It's asking you to take a direction. And it's asking you as well to see everything from both sides. This is what's going to give you that Six of Swords moment of actually getting onto much calmer shores, because you're sort of putting into action that King of Cups into reality. And the energy that's bringing into your life is certainly doing that for you. Let's see what's going on the fixed water on that side there. You get the King of Cups again. This is reiterating it's got your back energy. It's got your back at the moment. Certainly on your relationship side, it's certainly got your back. Let me just pull one thing. I want to see what the converting ideas into reality is all about in regards to emotions. You get the Devil. Yeah, you could be involved in a situation that could be a little bit sort of like, you know, it's like a bait and switch scenario. So I'd just be a little bit wary of that. Just be a little bit wary of that on your karmic path when you're converting your ideas into reality. The devil's in the detail. Pay attention to the detail. And I think that's why you need to take that stance. On your financial side, let's just see how that sort of cardinal earth comes across. And you get the Nine of Wands. This is the healthy boundaries. So behind this person here, you got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is all about communication, information, intuition from the universe and so forth. And it's channeling in that information into your life, into your financial side, so you don't run off in the directions that turn out to be duds. And that's where your healthy boundaries come into place. Let's just see what goes round as it comes down to round the bottom. You have the Four of Pentacles. Had this as well, bizarrely enough, for another fire sign. We've forgotten who it was. But it's all about being very conscious about where you put your time, money, effort, and energy, emotions into the physical world around you. And that's what I mean about sort of like knowing, you know, what to follow. Not everything that glitters is gold, as it were. And it's, you know, being very sort of like laid and pulled back about it. How does this fixed water come into your life here? On this side here, you get the Queen of Swords. This is you taking a direction. And yeah, as I said, I think your overall energy of converting the King of Cups, the emotions, into reality, is giving you that sort of direction. The Queen of Swords, she's got a complete and utter control over her emotions, but she is taking a direction rather than just following a direction. And I think this can go as far as you wish it to go, but you just need to be consciously engaged in it. Okay, so it sits right for you. So you got to do it if it feels right, basically. Okay, so there you go, Sagittarius. Happy birthday to you and all of that, malarkey. Don't forget about your 2025 reading that'll be coming out this week. Yeah, or I'll see you on the energy update, whichever way it is. And thank you very much for all the support you give to this channel. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.